Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Umiski. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing well, and Chris, as we know, I'm not the most in-the-know guy for hockey, but I assume when someone gets named a captain, it means things are going pretty well for them. I've never seen someone get their captain taken away, but we have an instance like that. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a bit of drama going on in the NHL right now is with Jack Eichel, who plays for the Buffalo Sabres at the moment. One thing I gotta say, I don't know if you've heard this from our mutual friends who are from the Buffalo area, but the Sabres are a dumpster fire. They're just, last few years, they've been the absolute bottom of the league.
Mm-hmm.
And it really feels like this offseason they're just tearing it all down and started from scratch. They fired the coach, and they just hired a new guy. I haven't seen what his name is. But they had a couple of big stars going into last season in Taylor Hall and Jack Eichel, was the captain. Then obviously, Taylor Hall goes to the Bruins. And the atmosphere in Buffalo was bad. Now, Jack Eichel has a reputation that he doesn't tolerate losing.
Right.
He's got that. He's actually from the Boston area, believe it or not, and so I guess he sort of has like our attitude, like losing and mediocrity is unacceptable. But it all comes to a head, though, when he gets hurt back in March. He took a header to the boards and got a herniated disc in his neck.
All right. So not good.
No. And so he goes to his doctor. Well, he sees the team's doctor first, and the team's doctor gives their opinion, but then he goes to his personal doctor, personal physician.
He's like, everything else about this organization sucks. I don't trust the doctor. I'm going to see someone else.
Basically, yeah, that is the gist of this whole situation. He goes to his doctor, and the doctor says, you need this surgery. If you ever want to be able to play again, you need this surgery.
Right. And the team doctor didn't even say you needed a surgery. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's not good.
Yeah, that, and you remember when we were talking about Vladimir Tarasenko not long ago, and the reasons that he wants to leave the Blues, which that still hasn't happened yet. So something very similar is going on with Buffalo and Jack Eichel. So he's already on this terrible team. They're losing all the time. But now the Sabres organization isn't supportive of him getting the surgery that he needs. At least that's my understanding of it. They're throwing up a lot of roadblocks.
Yeah, because their doctor's like, he doesn't need the surgery. He needs to come back and play. We're paying you whatever amount of money. You know how teams are.
Yeah. And so he hasn't officially requested a trade from them, but the Sabres have made it clear that they wanted to move him. So they've been shopping him around the league. He actually practiced with the Bruins not long ago because he still lives in Massachusetts. So he actually practiced with the Bruins not long ago. I don't know how much to really read into that because again, he is from the Boston area.
Yeah.
So for all we know, he was just shooting the shit with some of his friends who are Bruins players.
Hey, for the purposes of our show, pretty much confirmed he's coming to the Bruins. He's practicing.
Well, so then every year you have to if you're a player, you have to take a physical. That's not unusual for sports. I think.
Right.
I don't even know. The only one I'm not sure of, frankly, is golf.
Yeah, that's like self-employed. So it's like you can do what you want with yourself.
But Eichel goes and he fails his physical
Because of the neck.
and so that gave the Sabres organization a window, and you failed your physical, so we're taking the captaincy from you.
Right. So that can't help relationships between the two parties here.
Yeah, no, and it would be a real shame for the Sabres if he did leave, because honestly, Jack Eichel is probably the last good player they have. The last bright spot on their lineup after just their god awful trades of the Bruins last year. But he wants out. The Sabres are shopping him around. I don't know if I'm crazy about the idea of him coming to the Bruins just because he is damaged goods.
Right. Yeah, he still has the injury, of course.
Yeah.
Presumably that would have to be addressed at some point.
And it's a shame, too, because he's, in his prime right now. I think he's only, I want to say he's in his 20s. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's still, young and in his prime. So I'd hate to see his career be cut short because he couldn't get along with his team. And because he failed the physical, now his trade value is just plummeted.
Yeah, I mean, in that sense, the Sabres are kind of in a weird spot, right? You have this player who's potentially very good and would be someone who other teams would want to trade for, but the thing that's making you want to trade him in the first place is his injury, which makes him less appealing for other teams to trade for. So, I don't know. What do you think's going to happen here?
I mean, I doubt they cut him because they don't want to. A player like Jack Eichel, you don't want to give away for free.
Of course.
Because, like you just said, when he's on, he's one of the best players in the league, and so I think they ship him out somewhere for cheap.
Yeah.
Maybe for a couple of draft picks. I don't know. You don't. It's best, just like with the Tarasenko situation. I think it's best for everybody if the Sabres move on from Eichel. He's obviously not happy there anymore. He wants to win. You're not going to win playing in Buffalo.
Right.
And he needs to be on a team that's going to let him get healthy.
Yeah. So, I mean, weird situation. When you'd send me the article, I was like, how common is this that someone gets their C taken away? But hey, I guess it happens, and this is one of those weird situations. But, all right. So, from him, we move on to a former Bruin. I guess from a potential future Bruin, but though probably not, to a former Bruin. We have a player on the move, and I want to get your opinion. Chara signed with the Islanders.
Listen, I get it. I get why he signed with the Islanders. It's where he started. What kills me is that it's a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And as a Bruins fan, and Zdeno Chara being so important to the Bruins, and him just being a presence on this team, and frankly in the city of Boston too, you could see him walking around the North End.
Right.
Sometimes he always used to go to Mike's, and it would be an absolute travesty for him to retire, not only not as a Bruin, but with a New York team.
Right.
And it's not even that the Islanders are that big of a rivalry for us. They don't even play in the same division as us. But I think it's sacrilegious to be such an important part of a Boston team, and then you retire with a team from New York.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day he'll get a 1-day contract, or something. I don't know.
I would have been happier if he had retired. I would, as a member of the Capitals. I still wouldn't have liked it, but I wouldn't have cared as much as him retiring an Islander.
Yeah.
I get that they drafted him and started his career, but what did he really bring to that organization that makes them worthy of him retiring with them.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate from that, but yeah, that's sad. I mean, the rivalry runs deep. It, like you said, it may not be sports specific like the Islanders Bruins, but it's just city and city, the Boston and New York. So that's deeply ingrained in the culture here in Boston. For anyone who's catching this, listening to the Buffalo part of it, and being like, "Why the fuck are they so mad about this?" It's because of the almost sibling city rivalry. But yeah, all right. So moving on from that, anything else you want to touch on before we get on out of here? I know the preseason just started. How are the Bruins looking so far?
Well, the Bruins have played one preseason game so far. They played against the Capitals. They won.
Nice.
Another bit of exciting news, too. The Kraken played their first preseason game.
Very nice.
And they won in front of a full house in the arena that they're using until their real one opens up. So I watched a few highlights of it, and it was looked like it was a great game. They came back from a 2-0 deficit to win 5-3.
Oh, nice.
So,
bit of an electric start there for the upstart franchise.
Yes, and their goal horn is awesome.
I'll have to check that out. I know their jerseys looked good. I saw you shared that on Twitter. That all looked good. I mean, they have a great logo, so no surprise there.
I feel like that's the thing that the NHL really does well. Is you can get people, even people that aren't into hockey, will look at their jerseys and go, "Ooh, I want that."
That's not. Yeah, exactly. I mean, from the beginning when we first talked about them, I was like, I really like the design for this. This is good stuff. So, credit to them. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we get on out of here?
Nope, that's it. Just preseason's going on. Can't wait for the real thing to start.
Yes. Soon. When's the puck drop for real here?
Sometime in October. I think we're just under a month away. I don't have the exact date right now.
All right, so about a month, we'll get real hockey. It feels like it just ended, but this is almost a year-round sport we got going on here.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're like, no, it was gone for way too long.
There is that long stretch of July, August, and September. We're just
not there. Well, hey, it's good for us because you'll be hearing more from us. So if you liked us, maybe subscribe. This is Power Play. The channel is Wicked Good Sports. You can find it on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport. Also on Twitter at Wicked Good Everything. Instagram, Wicked Good Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything. TikTok, search Wicked Good Everything. Chris, where can they find you?
The best place to find me is on Twitter, Chris_Uminski. Always tweeting about hockey. Giving my super fire take.
Absolutely, go check him out there, and you can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar. That's BMARR. I'll mostly be sad posting about the Dolphins lately, considering Tua's hurt, and then a little bit about Survivor and comedy stuff. So that's my Twitter presence right now. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, Chris, and we'll see you all in the next one.